All right, good afternoon. It is a true privilege to be with you today. My name is Gibson Moore, and I was honored to accept President Roberts' offer to serve as the 36th White House Press Secretary. I want to make several commitments to you today. The two most significant are that this briefing room will be a place for truth and transparency. I'm here to communicate the plans, policies, and ambitions of the Roberts Norton administration. I will give you as much information as I can as I have it in front of me. Building up that trust with the American public and the press will be central to our focus in the press office and in the White House every single day. To begin, it was just sat down in front of me, but if you want to check out event announcements in the main Discord channel, we now have our Quarter 1 economic report. I'm here to report to the American public and to the media that the Roberts economy is strong, stronger than ever. Consumer confidence is high, inflation is down, the unemployment rate is down. We added 210,000 jobs to the economy. The GDP growth was 1.4%, and the housing index is up.
Um, Sorry, apologies. The microphone inside of the press office um, has broken. We're gonna give a couple minutes here just for
And many are likely with the
verification.
Gib,
president's.
y- oh, oh, Gibby, your
Hello?
mic stopped working. Your mic stopped working.
Oh, I'm
You cut
sorry.
out.
Am I back on
The
now?
last thing we heard was housing. You were talking about the housing index.
Oh, the how? Okay, great, great, great. I apologize. I
Yep.
don't know why my
Oh,
mic
you're good.
stopped. Well, anyway, back to where
No,
we
Jim,
were.
Jim, that was just you.
Uh, the housing. Okay, I think we're okay. Sorry, folks, technical issues. Well, anyway, I'll start from where I was. Um, State of the Union address, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Uh, The president will outline his vision for the nation, ranging from policy proposals addressing housing all the way to healthcare. CNN and C SPAN will be live streaming the occasion. Also, many are likely familiar with the president's legislative agenda that he submitted to Congress earlier this year. I can confirm that the address tonight will go into even further depth on those plans while expanding on a host of other important issues. To quote President Roberts, his goals are, and I'm quoting now, rooted in common sense, constitutional integrity, and a firm belief in the promise of the American people. End quote. I expect some of you may have questions about specifics, and while I can answer more general prompts, I really will defer to the president's speech tonight. Aside from the SOTU, we have had an active few days here, as you all know, and so I want to take a moment to highlight President Roberts' recent wave of executive nominations, starting from the top and including those already confirmed by the Senate. Let me first say that the president is committed to ensuring these selections are undeniably qualified, competent, and capable. The group of individuals I'm about to name all reflect those standards exceedingly well. Beginning with the president's confirmed nominees, here it is: Secretary of State Thomas Conway, Secretary of Defense Aidan Marciano, Secretary of the Interior Kean McConnell, Secretary of Commerce and Labor David Bradford, Secretary of Health and Human Services Steve Rossi, who you will hear from at 3 o'clock today in his press briefing, Secretary of Transportation Joe Baker, Secretary of Energy Jack Baresh, Secretary of Vet Affairs David McConnell, and last but not least, Ambassador to the United Nations Alexander Nelson. And to the President's unconfirmed nominee, Eric Austin, for Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We look forward to the confirmation process of that excellent pick to lead the agency. Moving on, VX 23, now commonly being referred to as the glass lung virus, is actively being monitored and halted by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the White House. To update you, 3 cases have been confirmed in Georgia. The infected people are being treated under strict quarantine, and we are told it is a contained mini spread. In response to this and the WHO's issue of a global health emergency, President Roberts has issued both an executive order and a proclamation. The executive order provides a temporary suspension of international flights coming to the U.S., as aircrafts create a very suitable environment for the virus to survive. It excludes military aircraft, evacuation flights, or emergency humanitarian missions. The proclamation declares a national emergency, activating the Strategic National Stockpile, authorizing federal quarantine zones, deploying the National Guard and FEMA if necessary, and expediting coordination in HHS. Quoting the president, both of these measures are to deter a very real and, quoting now, serious and imminent threat to the health and safety of the American people. End quote. Additionally, President Roberts was horrified by the public execution of a Danish diplomat. This despicable act of terrorism, broadcast for the world to see, will not go without the full response of the United States. Denmark is a staunch ally of America, and we will defend her as if this were one of our own. The President will continue to carry through on his duties as Commander in Chief, defending all those who stand for freedom and democracy. Now, I know that was a lot, so thank you so much for listening. I'd now be happy to answer your questions. Who would like to start us off? All right, I'm going to move to Alan Fitch.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Do you have any comment on the supposed allegation of the bombing of the State of the Union this afternoon?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to refer to the president's written statement. You can find that in the White House feed. It was posted on his X. But just to echo the president, no info has been disseminated to the White House on credible threats made against the State of the Union tonight. It is one of the most protected events in the world, next to the inauguration. There are a plethora of security and safety measures in place that I know you all are well aware of. We strongly encourage attendees to show up with no cause for alarm at all. Thank you for that question. That's a good one. All right. Next, I'll move to Brian.
Thank you. Thank you. Now it's the same area of question. I mean, you guys
Mhm.
said that there's a plethora of, security and all, but if when we watch the Designated Survivor, the movie, I mean, the TV show, they had a bunch of security, but in reality, there was somebody on the inside, giving the information. And I don't know if you all have done a big, right, Tom Kirkman. I don't know if you all have done a deep dive into anybody having access to the plans of the White House or anything. Has there been any, in-depth dive into that?
Yes, absolutely. Listen, it's a good question. But what I would say is, uh, Designated Survivor, the show you just referenced, that's a work of fiction. United
Hmm.
States federal protective agencies, we do not operate off of movies or TV shows. That is all dramatized. In reality, like I said before, the State of the Union address is one of the most protected events in the world. That is where every branch of the United States government, even some members from state governments and local governments are there. So believe me, this is a lock and tight event. There is truly no cause for alarm. Uh, Everything is in place to ensure the safety of all attendees, and of course, the leaders of the government, including the president.
Wonderful. I have another question. My apologies.
Go
Um,
for it.
so hold on. May I ask you a question? Did the president release his legislative agenda as of yet? Because I
Uh,
did
y-
have it.
yes, yes. The president's
Okay,
legislative agenda was submitted
so
to
I
the
can go
Congress.
ahead and ask that question. Now, when I
Go for
worked
it.
in the White House with Mr. Roberts, I looked over his legislative agenda and I loved it. Now, I want to know, has he had any contact with the leaders of Congress and any member of Congress to talk about this legislative agenda in a proper setting and not just a regular call on the phone, hey, look at this agenda? Has he made that initiative?
Absolutely. An excellent question. First of all, I'll be straight up. Yes, we have been in consistent communication with the leaders of the Congress in both houses. We have a congressional leadership meeting a few days ago, and we are going to continue that cycle of ensuring we are fully transparent with our friends down Pennsylvania Avenue. I would also tell you that in terms of the president communicating his agenda for the American people, an excellent opportunity for both the Congress and the public to hear that would be at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight.
Wonderful. Thank you. Have a
Absolutely.
nice day.
Thank you. You as well. Joy Reid with the BBC.
Thank you, Gibson. I have two questions for you.
Go for it.
The first one being, does the president have anything to say about the news that we learned a few days ago regarding the Speaker of the House's decision to run for the Senate and challenge one of the Senate Republicans' most vulnerable members?
Excellent question. The Speaker of the House announced a run for the Senate in Michigan. Our only really response would be good luck. I'm confident that the Republican National Committee will continue to safeguard that seat with the president's support going to the member of his party. That would be our only response to that.
Thank you. And my second question is in regards to the vice president. I know that there's been a lot of family tragedy that we, as the American people, are aware of. Does the vice president have any plans to perform any initiatives on behalf of the White House or the president?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm going to refer you to the president's address tonight in terms of some of those priorities for the office of the vice president. As I'm sure you are well aware, despite a lot of the tragedy in the personal life of the vice president, his commitment to the American people, to this White House, and ensuring the betterment of lives everywhere remains in lockstep with the president. Um, and you are going to hear about the precise initiatives that he will tackle in the upcoming years in the address tonight.
Great. And if I could quickly circle back to a response that you gave earlier in regards to the assassination or the injury of a Danish ambassador, you had said along the lines of the US will treat it as if it's a loss of its own. Can you elaborate a little bit on what we can expect as the American people?
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. It's an important one. Listen, President Roberts, on behalf of the entire nation, condemns terrorism in every form, particularly this widely publicized execution of a diplomat. The Union of Resistance Forces has no safe harbor anywhere in the world. As President Roberts noted in an address, this diplomat was a servant of peace, a representative of international dialogue and humanitarian representation. He was not a soldier nor a combatant. Unspeakable acts of terrorism, especially against firm U.S. allies, will not go unchecked. I can promise you that in coordination with our UN ambassador, Alexander Nelson, and of course with the Kingdom of Denmark, we will ensure an appropriate and necessary response. But honestly, I cannot go much further than that.
Understandable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joy. I appreciate it. Alan, coming back up.
Oh yes, I have two questions here.
Go for it.
So number one, you said that you ensured that nobody, one of the most safest events. Also, the White House is one of the most, sacred and protected place, but yet a bomb on the South Wing has went off. Mr. Press Secretary, how can you ensure that the Capitol will not be bombed?
I'm
Hold on.
sorry. Can you
Hold on.
repeat
Hold on.
the
We'll
last?
continue. Let's pen role play certification on that. That is a major event. Let's hold on that. Move to your second question, please.
Oh, okay.
We'll coordinate with group administration on if that has any in role play credibility, and I'll get back to you on that.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, second question. Yes, how can you ensure that there is not some type of mole or some type of government official that is plotting behind this supposed bombing?
Supposed bombing of the State of the Union.
Yes, sir.
Uh, I can make a firm promise that despite the size and the scope of the federal government, once again, this event is lock and key. I mean, like I said before, it is incredibly protected. We have the utmost confidence that there is not a mole or a supposed rat with somewhere within the bowels of the federal government trying to leak information. If there was, I assure you and the public, we would know about it, and we would quickly solve that issue.
Okay. One more question here. We've
Please.
gone off here. So the supposed bombing suspect, or soon to be bombing suspect, is named Raymond Reddington. Does the government plan to detain him during the State of the Union, or draw a scope toward him at all during the State of the Union?
That is information that you just shared with me. I was not aware of the identity of this individual. Accordingly, with White House policy, we are not going to comment on any potential or active investigations by federal law enforcement agencies. But in the coming days, I'm sure you will have more clarification on that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
How
Yes, C-SPAN. Thank you. Thank you. Excellent question. Yes, the president is fully aware of the threats coming out of Central Africa. In coordination with our allies in the Middle East, North Africa, and in Europe, I can commit to the American people today that the president will ensure that those areas are safeguarded and protected to ensure the integrity of our trade routes in that region of the world. Absolutely. Thank you.
hello, this is Tony Blair with the Times. Mr. Press Secretary. Just wanted to quickly ask you, as I'm sure you're aware, the second lady abruptly passed away today, and I know initial reports are saying cardiac arrest, but I'm assuming um, the administration will be doing a full investigation, making sure that that is the true cause of death.
Yes. I'm sorry. Can we get a quick check? Is that is in role play?
It's
I,
being
I think
reported
I
by
think her
Forbes.
heart attack is, but the whole like her getting kidnapped isn't.
It's being
Okay.
reported
Okay.
by Forbes as of right now, but it's still pending. These are you guys, the people, the members of the press, and citizens of the United States. I'm not a roleplay staff member, but for major events as of such, if the person who is enacting it is not in certification with this, I highly suggest that you do
L-
not go with it.
Let me step out of roleplay here for a second and just make you guys aware. Apparently she got banned earlier, and so that's kind of where the whole killing thing came into play. So let's get a check on. Let's wait a minute to ask that question, and then at the next briefing, if it's confirmed, then you can ask the question. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Tony, you're fine. Thank you for the role playing forces coming in. Tony, I will circle back with you on that once we work more with group administration on that. Do you have another question though?
Oh yes, there's been I've had reports from sources saying that within the Department of Justice, there's a loss of all confidence within the FBI. Any comments from the administration?
Well, as you know, our nominee is prepared to go before the Senate in the coming days, hopefully not weeks, hopefully coming days. And we are confident that, once he is confirmed, the FBI will truly get its footing. Right now, I think all you're seeing is just some minor disruptions. I think really the American public should have full confidence in their Federal Bureau of Investigation.
And
We
and
should
then
have no concern.
just to follow up on that, senators from both sides of the aisle have been very outspoken against the president for his vetting process or lack thereof when choosing nominees for not just the Federal Bureau but for all intelligence agencies. So, anything to comment? Just reassuring both senators and the American people.
Sure. President Roberts, he is committed to ensuring critical departments and agencies are headed by, like I said before, competent, qualified, and transformative leaders. In light of this, the process may be complex, but any withdrawals or changes to our nominees that are both necessary to achieve the aforementioned mission. President Roberts is confident that the American people prefer stability and effectiveness in the long run, even through a more extended process.
Thank you, Gibby.
Absolutely. Thank you. Right. Next, I'm going to move to Boris.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Thank you. Has there been extra secret service been put up at today's State of the Union due to the threats that have been yeah.
Yes, I mean, traditional security measures for the State of the Union are in place. Like I said before, though, we have received really no credible word on any threats, like I said, any credible threats against the State of the Union from law enforcement agencies, from investigatory agencies that advise the president and the White House. So, like I said before, this will be a protected event. Members and attendees should have no cause for alarm.
And my last question,
Mhm.
the Secretary for Health and Human Services recently had to go to committee due to him owning a business, and he's a high rank in a business in a company. Does the White House support this? Because some representatives are pretty angry about it.
Sure. Thank you for the question. The Health and Human Services Secretary, to my knowledge, um, does possibly have some holdings in some companies. Um, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut out real quick. I'm just rejoining game. I was disconnected because I was idle. Anyway, though, yes, we are confident that he will remain with his integrity that he has presented in the past, even while serving as Health and Human Services Secretary, in relation to his potential holdings in companies.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, next I'm going to move to Steve from Fox News.
Thank you, Mr. Press Secretary. Thank you so much. This is Steve Dilly with Fox News. Mr. Press Secretary, is the president a Christian?
Uh, yes, the president absolutely is a Christian. The reason I laugh is because this conversation actually just came up a few minutes ago. We were having a conversation on the president's religion. I'll tell you this actually, off that conversation I had with the president. The president believes with the utmost that there should be a separation between church and state, but nonetheless, him personally and his career have strongly been influenced by the teachings of God and Christ.
Mhm. And so, does the president believe in Proverbs 3:5-6? And let me just read it here. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Does the president believe in that verse?
Yes, sorry to cut you off. I am back in game now. Yes, absolutely. The president
So,
does.
So why is Congress not willing to do the same and trust in God that he will not allow anything to happen at tonight's State of the Union?
Good
Because
question, Steve.
the president is following up. The president is going to the State of the Union because he trusts in God that he will protect him at this State of the Union. But why are members of Congress not? That's a question for you, Gibby.
Sure. Well, thank you for the question. I appreciate it. Well, listen. I mean, I think that despite what members of Congress may believe in their more religious sides, if anything, it is completely understandable to have these concerns. Just another thing that I would echo again. This event, we have received no credible word on any threats against this event. Again, it is one of the most protected events in the world next to the presidential inauguration every 4 years. So really, members should have no fears, regardless of what they believe or who they believe in, that this event will be protected to the fullest extent. And I think something that the American people may see a lot every time a State of the Union or an address to Congress pops up is something known as the designated survivor. That figure will be released in the coming hours up until the State of the Union. Traditionally, it is done during the State of the Union proceedings for the safety of that individual, of course. So once again, this is a completely protected event. Every measure is in place to protect the safety of attendees. So thank you so much for the question, Steve. I appreciate it. Next, I'm going to move to Quinn.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
All right, thank you, Quinn Bailey Forbes here. I'd like to touch on a different topic right quick. When can we expect the president's agenda?
Sure, excellent question. Well, he already submitted a partial legislative agenda to the Congress that I can send over to your office, so you can look through that and review that. We would love to see some more reporting on that side of the legislative agenda. But in terms of the broader aspects of his agenda, even more of some of the major issues affecting the lives of Americans, I will defer you to the president's statement tonight.
All right. Will the president be traveling abroad to any countries this week?
Sure, good question. At the moment, it does not appear that the president will be making any international visits outside of the United States. This is because of several reasons. Both his schedule post State of the Union address is incredibly jam-packed, but also because of the glass lung virus. At the moment, we do not feel confident enough for the president to travel around the world with this virus spreading in some nations. So we are just trying to protect his safety as well as his staff's safety.
All right, and thank you for touching on the glass lung. We have a question regarding that. So we've heard from the CDC, we've heard from the HHS. What does the White House have to say about this?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I will send you right in the direction of the executive order and the proclamation the president signed, but I'll give you a few brief notes on those two. The executive order temporarily suspends international flights coming to the United States with some notable ones. And this is because the virus is in a unique way, it survives better on aircraft. So that is why he barred any international travel coming to the United States. And that includes Hawaii, Alaska, and all territories that are owned by the United States as well. The proclamation declares a national state of emergency concerning any potential outbreaks. As I said before, we only have 3 confirmed cases, and they are under strict quarantine in the state of Georgia.
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you very much.
Mr. Press Secretary,
C-SPAN, go ahead.
could you please provide an update on when we can expect the nomination for the Secretary of Homeland Security to be announced?
Yes, excellent question. The president is reviewing and vetting potential candidates for that position. Obviously, that role is incredibly important, especially in the president's push for a stronger, more reformed and protected immigration system at all of our borders, I should say. So you can expect a nomination for the Homeland Security Secretary to come in the coming days and weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, moving back to Boris.
Just one question I forgot to ask. Does the president take AIPAC money?
No, the president does not take money from AIPAC.
All right.
Thank you very much. The president, of course, does support our ally in the Middle East, however, as I'm sure you are all well aware. Moving back to Alan now.
That was probably my last question here, but so this information about the State of the Union has just come out about 30 minutes ago. When I made my first tweet, I tried to tell the president that to reschedule, not cancel, but simply reschedule it just for the sake of the nation. So like I said, this has only came out the past hour, 30 minutes. So how can you be sure, even though this is brand new information? This is not something you've known for weeks to investigate. You've had 30 minutes to investigate this. How are you sure that this will not happen?
Yes, absolutely. Well, in terms of recent statements, I'll point you to one from the Deputy Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It came out only 3 minutes ago, so a bit more recent than the news you were just bringing to me, and I'll read you an excerpt from that. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, in coordination with the United States Secret Service, has conducted a full and thorough sweep of the Capitol building following recent concerns. And listen to this part. We can confirm that no explosive devices were found during the search. At this time, there is no active threat to the public or to government personnel. So that is a statement from only now 4 minutes ago from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So once again, I would just echo for however many times now, this is a protected event. Attendees should have zero concerns coming to this event. You are going to be fine if you come here, and it is a crucial event. It is a crucial event. This has been going on for decades now. Presidents delivering addresses to the Congress and to the nation. We encourage Americans to tune in at 9:00 p.m. tonight on C-SPAN or CNN, and we urge, all attendees to come on out for it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Press Secretary.
Absolutely. And something just regarding the glass lung virus that I just want to put out there. We will release most likely a longer statement in the coming hours. But the White House is aware of Her Majesty the Queen's medical condition, as has been made public by Buckingham Palace. President Roberts wishes her a swift recovery from the virus, and we will keep her in our prayers as she quarantines in Windsor Castle. So thank you very much for coverage on that virus. Moving back to Quinn now.
Thank you. I have one quick question. Earlier this morning, acting director of the Central Intelligence Agency, McCarthy, issued a statement about the developments in Central Africa. What does the
Yes.
United States have to say about? The White House have to say about that after much pushback?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you for the question. That's a very good one. Listen, the activities addressed in that statement reflect precisely the mission of the Central Intelligence Agency since its establishment. The agency's role is to support and defend American national security interests through foreign intelligence gathering. Now, in regards to the statement, I cannot speak to the agency's communications team, specifically why the statement was rescinded, but I can only assume it was likely to ensure operational integrity due to new developments that they saw. Something that I would also point the public and the press to is a statement made recently now by the senator from Pennsylvania, Elaine Walker, a former head of Central Intelligence Agency. I'll quote an excerpt from her there. And now, in case you don't, trust our word from the White House, this is a member of Congress, also from the opposite party. She says in her statement, the Central Intelligence Agency is following protocol and remaining on the same course that it always has. Under my tenure, we exercise the same caution and use of surveillance to keep Americans safe. That is what we swear to do. There is no reason for concern. That is a statement from the senator, a former leader at the Central Intelligence Agency. So that is what I would also refer you to.
Right. And last question. As you can tell, the events that happened with the URF in Central Africa are very upsetting and very sad to see. Does the president plan on issuing a travel advisory to the region?
For
Or the
that,
Secretary
I'm
of State?
going. Yes, thank you for the question. For that, I'm going to defer you to the State Department and their communications team over there. They can give you a more detailed answer on that. What I can say now is that the State Department, in coordination with the White House and other relevant agencies, are actively monitoring the situation. And I'm sure you will receive more transparency in regards to that question.
Thank you. That's it for me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Folks, that is all I have time for today. Thank you so very much for making this such a great press briefing. Just a few brief remarks before I wrap up here. Tonight, the major events on the headlines. The President's State of the Union address tonight at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please remember that. It is being broadcast by CNN and C-SPAN. That live streamed is what I mean. And so you can tune into that. We really encourage every American who has any concerns regarding the government or their daily lives to tune into this. The president, again, will be addressing every major issue that you can likely think of. And if he doesn't cover it in tonight's address, I promise you, in the coming weeks and months, the president will remain focused on any issues that are not covered at tonight's address. In regards to any security concerns at the address, again, this is a protected event. Every measure is in place to ensure the safety of every single attendee, especially the leaders of the federal government, including the president, the House Speaker, the president pro tempore, the vice president, the leaders of either House of Congress. Every agency that you can think of is looking into any possible threats, any credible ones at that, against this event, and I can promise you, you will be safe. Also, like I said before, the president is actively monitoring the glass lung virus and its potential spread in the United States. We are working with the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Health and Human Services, as well as the CDC, to ensure that it is contained, especially those 3 confirmed cases in the state of Georgia. In regards to some of the terrorism that we are seeing across the world, once again, the United States will defend Denmark as a staunch ally. Like I said before, the president remains steadfast in his commitment to defend all those who stand for freedom and democracy worldwide. In regards to our unconfirmed nominee, we look forward to the FBI Director nominee Eric Austin to come before the United States Senate. I believe by my tally that he was sent out of committee with a recommendation nearly unanimously with only 1 no vote. So I'm sure you can tell just how qualified this individual is to lead such a crucial agency for the federal government. Every single other nominee has at this point been confirmed. Again, I have a precise list, so if any news agency would like to see that, I will ensure that that is dispersed to you. Other than that, folks, that is, I believe, all I had time for today. Thank you so much again for making this such an excellent press briefing. You can expect these to occur more and more over the course of my tenure. I believe at the time we were looking for every 2 to 3 days to hold one of these press briefings. So thank you so much again. I really appreciate it. Tune in tonight, 9:00 p.m. EST, for the President's State of the Union address. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Have a good day.